What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel, home of the real professional wrestling fans, where we say the truth, be honest, and we give our takes on all things AEW on the channel. It is Friday night, November 5th, 2021. Me, Wes, and Cam were all talking before we came on camera, and we all collectively agreed that this was probably the best 1 hour Rampage show AEW has ever put on. This was such an awesome show tonight. Such an awesome show. And I think one of those reasons is the live Rampage. The live episode of Rampage is better than the taped episodes. And I think we can all agree with that. And I tweeted it out before we came on as well. I would consider, if I'm AEW, I would consider doing Rampage live not now, since we're almost done the year, but in 2022, I would consider doing Rampage live, doing it in, I guess, in another town in the city they're doing so. Say in Florida, they're going to be in, I don't know, Miami, and then in Rampage, they go to a small college arena in Pensacola. I'm just throwing out examples here. I really think the live Rampage is for the best, and really everything on the show tonight was very good. That opening match between Danielson and Anthony Bowens, very good match. Anthony Bowens' best match in his AEW career. That face-to-face, we're gonna save that for the segment. We're gonna save that. Possibly a 5-star segment, if not a 5-star segment. Red Velvet and the Bunny, quick and painless, which is what it should have been. So I was okay with that. And then the main event, John Silver and Adam Cole, awesome match. Two great professional wrestlers, two of my favorites. Had a great match tonight. Guys, how are you doing on this Friday night? Wes, you got the CM Punk shirt on, I see.
That's right. Well, you know what? I'm Team Punk tonight, baby. That's right.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing very well, man. Awesome episode of Rampage from start to finish. I mean, this might have very well been the best AEW Rampage show as a whole that we've seen up to this point. I mean, everything from start to finish was great. You could not name a bad part about this show tonight. I mean, everything went the way you would want it to go. Everything's being built up accordingly with Full Gear coming towards us in 8 days from now. And man, I'm just so stoked, man. I mean, this show next Saturday night is going to be so much fun, and Rampage really did a wonderful job of building to that and delivering us amazing pro wrestling and amazing out of this world promo work tonight. I mean, my goodness, man, I cannot wait to talk about that face to face with Eddie Kingston, CM Punk tonight. My goodness, I mean, definitely up there with the John Moxley, Eddie Kingston face to face that they had before their big time main event match at last year's Full Gear pay per view. So, man, gotta love it, man. AEW is the home of professional wrestling, and I just love covering it every single week, man.
Mr. Johnson, what is good, my brother? How are you doing tonight?
I am doing good, brother Joe, brother Wes. I hope you guys are having an excellent Friday here, man. My God, what an episode of AEW Rampage we just watched, man. What a fantastic episode that was, man. Top to bottom, the best, in my opinion, the best episode of Rampage we have seen since the CM Punk debut episode. Everything about this show felt great. I thought everything flowed nicely. Everything, yeah, we had some matches set up for Full Gear. Everything about this show tonight was just excellent, man. This was an excellent show tonight, man. I can't wait to get into it.
Absolutely. I honestly thought this show tonight was better than Wednesday's Dynamite. Do you all agree with that?
Yeah, honestly, I probably would have to agree. I mean, this again, an amazing show, and then the live atmosphere on top of that. I mean, it really makes a whirlwind of a difference because when we watch a lot of the other Rampage episodes that are pre-taped, you can tell a sense of energy. The energy's changed because people have already sat through, a recording of AEW Elevation, and they've already sat through 2 hours of Dynamite, so they're winded by that point. They're exhausted. So when we get to that 1 hour, I mean, the energy will be there. It's not like the AEW fans are sitting on their hands the entire time. There's definitely going to be energy there because AEW fans always bring the energy, but you can just sense the difference with the live atmosphere compared to the pre-taped atmosphere. And I really, really hope that once we do get into 2022, that AEW does more live rampages more often. It may not have to be every single week, but whenever they can, definitely do them more often, because the energy tonight felt exactly like how AEW Dynamite feels, because AEW Dynamite is live every single week. And you just feel that energy right through the television screen when you're watching it at home. I can't even imagine how it feels being there in person, man. It's been such a long time being there live, man. I cannot wait to be back in that again. But yeah, I really hope AEW and Tony Khan seriously do more live rampages, man. Because this is the kind of stuff I love to see, man. I love it when it's live. You're watching it as it goes. It's not something that's already been taped. It makes a big difference for sure.
It's like being at a full it's like being at a full football arena at the live show. So
Yes.
pretty crazy. Cam, you're going to a show in a couple weeks, right?
I thought I was going. I thought I was going, but unfortunately, I will not be able to go to that Dynamite show, which sucks because I already brought my ticket. Which sucks because I already brought my ticket, but logistically, but logistically and everything, unfortunately, I will not be able to go to AEW Dynamite in a couple weeks, which sucks.
I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Sorry. Very sorry to hear that, but I will say this very quickly before we get into the show. We needed that show tonight after what happened yesterday.
Yes, we did. Yes,
Oh
we
my
did.
Very quickly. We had another entire batch of releases, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm done with them. I really am. I don't know. I don't really need them anymore. I think I got AEW, NFL, and NBA. That's more than enough for me, along with college work. But freaking, oh my God, these releases, man, ridiculous. I'm not gonna go over every single name, but some of the big names on this list: Scarlett Bordeaux, Frankie Monet, who was only there for 9 months.
Cup of,
9 months.
basically a cup of coffee. She was there for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, for real. B-Fab from Hit Row, she lasted, 3 weeks on the main roster? She signed a deal last week. That's the crazy thing about that. She signed a deal last week. And then we had Mia Yim, Nia Jax, which, let's be honest, I'm not complaining. Hope for the best for her, but I'm not complaining about Nia Jax being released. Not at all. But then the two big ones which boggle my mind: Keith Lee and Karrion Kross. These guys main evented TakeOver 30 in the summer of 2020 for the NXT Championship. And the next night, Keith Lee showed up with new theme music, basketball shorts, a vest, and then Cross faced Samoa Joe this past TakeOver in the summer, dropped it to Samoa Joe, shows up on Monday Night Raw with a helmet and suspenders on. May I not forget his debut match against Jeff Hardy in July? Yeah, he lost in 90 seconds. This guy was doomed from the word go on the main roster. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I might not watch. I might not do the reviews anymore like I used to, but I still keep up on Twitter. I still keep up to see what's happening. And it seems like, from what I've heard, the man hasn't been on television for about a month. And the fact that you got Karrion Kross doing nothing, it's a freaking abomination. And these releases are pathetic, and this company is pathetic. Anybody who supports them anymore. I don't know what to tell you. You might have to get blocked. I'm sorry. It's come to that point that like, if you tweeted it out too, Wes. Like if you see any people supporting WWE on social media, you're immediately getting blocked. I might have to take that same road down with you. So
Absolutely, yeah. I've been done with this company for the longest time. I can't even tell you, uh, in my memory where the last time I've actually sat and watched a full episode of Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. I mean, I remember when the pandemic first started and they had that first batch of pandemic shows. That very first like Raw and SmackDown, I tried my hardest. I seriously did. I tried my hardest to sit through Raw and SmackDown for that week. I got through about 45 minutes of Raw before I was like, yep, turning it off because they're showing reruns. Yep, I'm not kidding. It was about 45 minutes. I was like, yep, fuck this. And then SmackDown, it took about like an hour. And then I was like, yeah, done. I'm telling you, I legitimately cannot give a single shit about this company and what they do with it. I really don't give a shit. I don't care if this is a company I grew up watching and adoring as a child. Fuck WWE. I don't give a shit anymore. AEW is the one and only. Eddie Kingston said in his promo tonight, it is the only professional wrestling company in the world, man. And truer words could not have been spoken from Eddie. Eddie Kingston, he's a truther, man. He speaks the truth every single time he grabs a microphone, man. Every time that man speaks, he speaks the truth. And we speak the truth right here on Big Fight Field. I'm speaking the truth right now. WWE is the worst company in the entire industry. Fuck them. Fuck them for getting rid of all these people and just deleting their incomes and all this other shit. I mean, all this petty shit. And then they have the gall to want to badmouth all these wrestlers. Oh, Bray Wyatt, well, he was awful backstage. He was trying to take over at all the creative control. Oh, and Keith Lee, he had a bit of an attitude backstage. He didn't want to job out to anybody in NXT.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine trying to stand up for yourself. I can't imagine. I can't imagine going to WWE going, and this idea ain't really good when they want you to put over Bill Goldberg. I can't imagine that. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought? Who would have thought that?
time out. Really quickly, and then we'll hand it over to Cam, and then we'll start with Rampage. I saw someone on Twitter say that it was Keith Lee's idea for the new Bearcat gimmick, and what was I gonna say? Oh, and someone said on Twitter that it was Keith Lee's idea for the Bearcat gimmick, and apparently it got out to him, and he replied to someone's Instagram and it said no, it wasn't. So there you go. Cam, your quick thoughts, and then we're going to talk about Rampage.
This absolutely sucks. First off, I just want to say, how in the world? It takes a special kind of talent to fuck up Keith Lee, to fuck up Keith Lee carrying cross. That takes talent, folks. That takes talent. It takes talent to fuck up Keith Lee and carrying cross. And look, my issue is not that WWE fired a bunch of people. Because there are some people on that roster, and look, I don't want anybody to lose their job. But there's some people on that roster. Let's be honest, that had no business being employed. Even Marie had no business being employed. Nia Jax, no business being employed. It pisses me. So I'm not mad that they cut a bunch of wrestlers or that they fired a bunch of people. What I'm mad about is that they fired Keith Lee and did absolutely nothing with them. Or that they fired Karrion Kross because they couldn't find a way to make money with them. It's like Triple H in NXT works his ass off. It's like me and Joseph talked about earlier this year. We were talking about, when we ranted on how they fucked up Karrion Kross from day one. It's like Triple H comes from NXT. It's like Triple H has the formula set up. Here, this is all you got to do. It's already set up, Vince. All you got to do is bring you up to the main roster to do this exact same formula. And they still fuck it up. And then they sit there and they wonder, How come we don't have a star on the caliber of John Cena? How come we don't have a star on the caliber of an Edge, of a Randy Orton, of a Batista, How come we don't have that kind of caliber of star anymore? Maybe if you ain't book them like shit and try to not change everything about them, maybe you would. But WWE, this is what you fucking deserve. This is what you fucking deserve. You suck. Go kick a bag of rocks right now. And yeah. And yeah, we're talking AEW. So yeah, we're talking AEW. So I don't even want to think about WWE right now. I hope all the men and women land on their feet. They some talented men and women, so they will land on their feet.
What's up, Wes?
Yeah, I wanted to say one last thing before we actually get into the show. Now with Keith Lee carrying Cross, Keith Lee, Tony Khan, as soon as that man's available, you sign him. You sign him immediately. Keith Lee is an elite talent. He is a once-in-a-generation talent. Tony Khan, and I don't care what kind of baggage WB wants to throw out, like, oh, Keith Lee was this, oh, Keith Lee was that. Well, he wasn't acting all right. He wasn't acting all that great here. No, fuck all that. That WB's just trying to, trying to bury all these guys so that way they can't work anywhere else, but it's not going to work. It's Tony Khan. He's a smart guy. He sees through all that shit. Keith Lee, you need to get on top of that, Tony Khan. Sign Keith Lee. Karrion Kross, I know he's not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. But you looked at the way Triple H built this guy in NXT and made him into the monster that he was. I mean, this guy was untouchable. I watched this man grow as a main event guy. And again, I know he's not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. Some people don't like him. I get it. He may not be the most exciting wrestler in the ring. I get it. But I mean, this guy has talent. This guy had like something there. Triple H did his best to make this guy into a main event player. And then Vince McMahon took one good look at him, threw some BDSM nonsense on this freaking guy, put him on the main roster, have him get rolled up by Jeff Hardy in 90 seconds, and made him into a complete joke. I mean, and then they took Scarlett Bordeaux away from him, and then let's just go ahead and release her too, because I guess somehow, some way, you don't find value in her. That I don't know how that's even possible. You don't find
beautiful
any value
woman
in
like
Scarlett
that.
Bordeaux. It's unbelievable, but. Look, WWE is going to continue their petty ways. Fuck them. I'm happy that, all of us here, we support a real pro wrestling company in AEW who doesn't treat their wrestlers like shit. And Tony Khan himself even was on Twitter night. Somebody, I think, said, like, man, how can AEW keep giving us all this great stuff? It was something like that. It's not the exact quote from the tweet, but it's something like, how can AEW keep, giving us all this great stuff? And Tony Khan quote tweeted and it was like, because pro wrestling fans deserve a great product. And that right there shows that we picked the right company to support in All Elite Wrestling. That goes to show you the type of owner that Tony Khan is, that he actually cares about the pro wrestling fan. He cares about his employees, and he cares about giving us the best pro wrestling product imaginable. And I cannot wait to dive into it right now. Let's talk AEW Rampage, baby.
Facts, bro. Let's get into this show. We start off the show. Bryan Danielson, one-on-one with against Anthony Bowens. Apparently, this was a punishment for Anthony Bowens. It's for all the nonsense with him, Max Caster, and Tony Khan off the cameras before Dynamite or before Rampage. That rap by Max Caster. Perfect timing.
Best rapper in the game. Best rapper in the game.
Legit. Perfect timing from Max Caster. And a funny shot as well. So, Danielson and Anthony Bowens kicked off Rampage for 12 minutes around. Very good match. I really liked the match. Anthony Bowens, big showcase for him. We get another win for Bryan Danielson. Another great match off of his book. He said at All Out he came to AEW to wrestle. Well, man, he's legit working his ass off, and he's got another big match coming Wednesday night before the Miro match at Full Gear, which we'll get to later on. So, excuse me. Max Caster tried to interfere at the end. Danielson gets him, and he hits the label lock on the Anthony Bowens and makes him tap out. And it was a very good opening match. Danielson wins, and Anthony Bowens' best match in AEW so far. What a coincidence. It's against Bryan Danielson, who's you can make an argument you can make an argument he's legit the best thing in wrestling right now, in my opinion. You can legit make an argument that Bryan Danielson right now is the best thing in all professional wrestling. Do you guys agree? We're going to start with Cam on his thoughts of the opening match.
I thought this was a great match to open up. Well, not a great match. I thought this was a really good match to open. I have not seen much of Anthony Bowens as a singles. I know he's had some matches on AEW Dark and AEW Dark Elevation. But to be honest, I don't watch AEW Dark and AEW Dark Elevation every week, so I have really not seen. Sorry, so I've really not seen Anthony Bowens, what you can do as a singles guy. But I really enjoyed this match tonight. Anthony Bowens is definitely the better in-ring worker out of the two. Max Caster carries the team. Max Caster carries the team with personality, but in the ring, I think Anthony Bowens carries them in terms of in the ring. This match was really, really good. I really, really enjoyed this. And that rap by Max Caster at the start of it, man. I've been saying it. I've been saying it for months. Max Caster is the best rapper alive. I've been saying it for months, and it's because of shit like this that we got tonight. It's because of shit like this that we got tonight. Just an absolutely insane promo. Absolutely insane promo. I loved it. An absolutely insane promo. I loved it, and I thought the match was great. And has Brian won with the LaBelle Lock yet in AEW?
I think so.
Yes.
I think there was one other instance. Yeah.
Yes. He used it on Aaron Solo on a match on Dark.
Oh, my bad. I did not know that.
There's only so much Danielson can do. There's only so much.
Yeah, but
well, he's got a whole playbook of finishes he can use. So
that is true. And also, before I get to you, Wesley, I'm sorry. That's one thing. That's one thing I like. That's one thing I like that's one thing I like when a wrestler does. When a wrestler can finish, when a wrestler has multiple finishers he can go to put you away in a match. I really like that. I really like that. You look at The Undertaker, for example. Not only did he have the Tombstone Piledriver, he had the Choke Slam, he had the Last Ride, he had the Hell's Gate. Sheamus. Sheamus is another one. When Sheamus first debuted, not only did he have the bro kick, but he had the Razor's Edge. He had the Razor's Edge. He added the white noise to his repertoire. So I really like when a wrestler has multiple finishing moves they can go to. I feel like it makes a match more unpredictable that way.
Let's hand it over to Wes.
Yeah, this was a very solid match that opens up on Dynamite, or on Rampage. I mean, not Dynamite, but on Rampage. And yeah, definitely Anthony Bowens' best singles match to date. I have watched. I do watch Dark and Elevation every single week, so I've seen Bowens' singles work. I definitely say he's the better singles wrestler out of the two between him and Max Caster. Max Caster is not terrible by any means, but Anthony Bowens is definitely the more exciting singles competitor to watch out of the two. And, of course, Max Caster's rap, man. That guy's rap game is so on point, man. I love it. I love every time he grabs a microphone, man. It is just pure gold that comes out of this guy's mouth. And that line he delivered to Danielson about his father-in-law was quite a treat there, man. That was a great way to kick us off. And, again, very solid match. Danielson wins with the LaBelle Lock. But, yeah, man, the multiple finishes with Bryan Danielson, man, I mean, I don't think anybody's having a better run in AEW right now than Bryan Danielson. I mean, this guy is delivering banger after banger after banger with each and every single match he has. I mean, it's just going to keep getting better from here, man. And I'm super excited for him and Miro at Full Gear. These guys are going to kick the shit out of each other in the best way possible, and I am going to love every single second of it.
100%, man. 100%. I said this on Wednesday. This was going to be amazing. It was very interesting to see what CM Punk and Eddie Kingston were going to deliver tonight. Well, these two guys delivered literally a 5-star segment. A legit. If there was a star ranking for segments that happened in wrestling, if Meltzer gave star ratings for segments, this would be a 5-star segment. Legit. This was probably one of the best segments of the entire year, in my opinion. CM Punk and Eddie Kingston, just legit two of the best on the microphone, going at it. Eddie Kingston came out with no music. I loved the little things. Eddie Kingston walked out there with no music. Why does he need to come out and play music? That's the things that I really like, and the small attention to detail that AEW does. So Eddie Kingston talks about him wanting to, Punk wanting him to apologize. So Kingston gave a bullshit apology, and Punk said that as well. But then Kingston said, "All you've done is judge me, because as I started wrestling, you used to be one of my heroes. It was you." He name dropped Samoa Joe, Homicide, Amazing Red, and you used to be one of my heroes, but now you're selfish, and you're I think he called him a scumbag piece of shit or something like that. Something like that. But Punk was like, we're the ones who are trying to help you, and you're the one who's failing yourself, and you never learned for you never took that next step or whatever. And then Kingston was like, you know, let's prove this. I want to fight you at Full Gear. I literally want to fight you at Full Gear. But then Punk was like, you want to fight me at Full Gear while you're on the level of Elevation or Dark. That was a good line. Very, pretty good line from Punk. And then,
Completely buried AEW Dark.
yeah, really.
I'm shocked.
Really, he buried AEW Dark. Good job, Punk. Um, uh, then Eddie Kingston was like, "You're gonna fight me at Full Gear," and then Punk was like, Do you want to see the match at Full Gear?" Of course. And Eddie was like, I don't care if I win or lose, because I'm going into Full Gear next Saturday. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, and then maybe after that you can go leave. You can retire for another 7 years or whatever. And then they had a brawl. The brawl was awesome. Legit Punk wanting to beat the shit out of Eddie Kingston right now. They were both looking to beat the shit out of each other. And Tony Khan made the match official right after the segment. CM Punk and Eddie Kingston is happening at Full Gear. And I'm sold. Legitimately, I'm sold on one segment between CM Punk and Eddie Kingston on Rampage. I'm sold on their match at Full Gear next Saturday, and legit top 3 match I'm looking forward to. CM Punk and Eddie Kingston next week. Punk's probably gonna win, but I really think these guys are gonna tear the house down. I am very excited. This segment felt real, and it felt personal as well. And that's what's going to make their match and their story so great at Full Gear. I am so excited. I'm pretty sure y'all agree with me. So I will let any of y'all, one of y'all could take it first. I don't care who it is.
This segment was fantastic, man. This is a fantastic segment. I loved every minute of this segment, man. The only nitpick I have about this segment is the fact that Eddie Kingston came out in that Nick sweatshirt. That is my one complaint about the segment. I saw that and I yelled at the TV, "Take that shit off!" Other than that, I thought this segment was flawless. This segment was absolutely great, man. I love the fact that they got into their history together, man. And I love the Samoa Joe name drop. By the way, free Samoa Joe. No, by the way, free Samoa Joe. Get Samoa Joe out of there, please. But man, this segment was absolutely great, man. Just a fucking Awesome segment, man. Playing into reality like that. I playing into reality like that. I love when they do shit like that, man. I do. This segment was great, and this segment really made you want to. This segment, I was already sold on the match of the segment. I was like, I want to see this alone. This is how you build up a feud right here. This is how you build up a feud right here. You let those guys go out there, no script needed, and you let them go, and then you just let them lay into each other. I thought this segment was fantastic, and Eddie Kingston has something in wrestling not many people have right now. Eddie Kingston comes off as real. He doesn't come off as somebody playing a character, and he doesn't come off as somebody playing a character. Eddie
Yeah.
Kingston feels like, Eddie Kingston, what you see on Dynamite or what you see on AEW television feels like if you were to meet Eddie Kingston in real life, that is exactly the Eddie Kingston you would get. This man was incredible. This man is incredible. This segment was incredible. And this is how you build a feud up, man. I can't wait for it now. I cannot wait for this segment now, man. That is how you sell a pay-per-view right there.
Before we go to West, I'm scrolling on Twitter and I just have to say this. So, Ryan McKinnell from Busted Open tweeted Eddie effing Kingston and CM Punk. What did we do to deserve this? Tony Khan quote tweets him and says, "You're all pro wrestling fans. That's what you do to deserve it." I mean, what a boss, man.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I brought up just a bit ago. That was the tweet, right? I was trying to remember what it was, but that was the tweet right there, and that goes to show you again, once again, Tony Khan is the man. He is the best owner in all professional wrestling. This guy cares. You know, that's the main thing we love about Tony Khan is that he cares. You know, that's why we connect so much to AEW. That's why we connect so much to the product is because Tony Khan and everybody else working within AEW cares about giving us the best product imaginable. And man, this wonderful face to face was just part of it. I mentioned this on Twitter. It's an all timer of a segment. This is something I feel like people are going to come back many years from now and look back and be like, man, that was fucking awesome. That was great. Remember that? Remember when Eddie Kingston and CM Punk started their feud with this like amazing promo battle? I mean, that's what people are going to come back to, man. And I said this I think at the beginning of the podcast that I put this up there with Moxley and Kingston. Heck, I probably would have it surpass Moxley and Kingston in their promo. I mean, and that was amazing in its own right as well. I'm not discrediting that, but I mean, I just love how real promos feel within AEW. And I remember that, whole promo Cody cut when he was feuding with Chris Jericho a couple of years ago and how passionate that promo was, how real that promo felt. I love stuff like that so much. I love it when a promo feels real because it feels you have that deeper connection through the television screen or if you're there live, you just have that deeper connection with it. I hate promos so much that feel so overly scripted, that feels so forced, it doesn't feel genuine. I love when wrestling is genuine. When pro wrestling is genuine, I am a happy pro wrestling fan. And I know there's a lot of other people out there that are very happy when a promo is genuine. It feels real. And I love, I love too that Eddie Kingston did come out with no entrance music, no pyro, no nothing. He came out in street clothes too. That's another detail. He came out in street clothes. He didn't come out in his wrestling gear like we've seen so many times at the other company where their wrestlers will come out full entrance, full pyro, full wrestling gear. And it's like, no, like have it like actually look more realistic. That was realistic. Eddie Kingston came out, no bullshit, came out in street clothes, wearing a Knicks hoodie and all that stuff, and had a hat on, I believe, or a beanie on. I mean, that's real. I love stuff like that. It's the smallest details that really make the biggest difference, and I just love it. The back and forth of these guys was amazing. I mean, I can't even like go over, word for word with what these two guys were saying to each other. Just, I mean, you got to go and watch it. If y'all missed Rampage, and any of you watching right now missed Rampage tonight, please, for the love of God, go back and watch that segment. You will not regret it. I mean, heck, man, you had people tonight, not even watch the Bunny and Red Velvet. They had to rewind and just go back and watch that segment again because that goes to show you how amazing of a promo battle that was. And man, when these two guys lock up next Saturday night, man, we are 8 days away from CM Punk and Eddie Kingston. It is actually much closer than we could ever think. It's 8 days away. When these two guys lock up in the center of the ring, it is going to be the greatest thing. I mean, that's probably going to get the collar and elbow tie up between these guys, unless they go in just full guns blazing and they start mauling each other. There's a collar and elbow. That's going to be a big pop right there from the Minnesota crowd for sure. But man, and I mentioned this as well on Twitter, this is how you build feuds. This is exactly how you do it. It doesn't take much at all. It is so simple. It is so simple. Just let these two guys go out there, be real, be themselves, that you know what you have in these two guys. Let them kill it on the microphone, and that's exactly what they did tonight. We need to see more of this in pro wrestling in every single instance, man. I love it so much. This was easily my favorite part of tonight's show, along with, I mean, everything about the show tonight was awesome, but this by far was my favorite part of tonight's show.
100%.
Hey, man. Hey, Wes, man. I'm sorry to cut you off, Joe. Wes, bro, when we get to the pay-per-view Sunday, I don't want to see this match start with no collar and elbow tie-up, bro. I don't want to see that. I want to see this. I don't want to see that. I need this match to be full guns blazing right away. I need Kingston or Punk to go in there and I need them to start throwing hands right away, bro. Forget the collar and elbow tie-up shit. You can't do a segment like this. You can't do a segment like this, have a pull-apart brawl like this, and then go into a match Sunday and start with a collar and elbow tie-up. You can't do that. You can't do that. I mean, you got to have a segment like this and go into the pay-per-view match, guns blazing. You got to start throwing hands from the get-go, man. That's what you got to do, man.
So you think Eddie Kingston's probably laughing at the idea of starting the match with a collar and elbow tie-up. He's probably laughing at that idea.
Yeah. Like, these guys got to maul each other for sure, and it's going to be so great.
Yes. Or maybe in the first 30 seconds, we get a spinning back fist from Eddie Kingston and Punk kicks out at 2 or something like that.
It's going to be fun.
But I'm so excited for this match. It's literally one of the matches, probably, like I said, top 3 matches I'm looking forward to the most next Saturday at Full Gear. Red Velvet and the Bunny, quick and painless. The Bunny had most of the offense at the beginning of the match. Red Velvet made a great comeback, and she won the match clean. And she's basically she's going to face Jade Cargill in the semifinals of the TBS Championship Tournament. I legit don't have anything much to say about this match besides it was, like I said, quick and painless, and that's what it's supposed to be. So Red Velvet moves on, and we're officially on to the semifinals of the TBS Championship Tournament. We'll start with Wes, and then we'll go to Cam.
Yeah, not much to say about this. Quick and painless, like you said, Joseph. I like that Jade Cargill was there ringside because she is going to be facing the winner of this matchup, and the winner, in fact, was Red Velvet. She won with the final slice. So now we get a rematch from the past with Red Velvet and Jade Cargill in the semifinals of the TBS title tournament. So I'm looking forward to that. Those two women, I think, work pretty well together. So I think that's gonna be a really good match there. But I'm loving how this tournament is still going, man. By far, Serena Deeb and Hikaru Shida was the best match of the first round. When you look at the grand scale, all the matches I say were good, but that by far, I mean, what those two women did in that first round match was phenomenal, and that's definitely a match, a women's match I'm gonna definitely remember by the end of the year for sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the semifinals. Things are really shaping up with the TBS title tournament, and again, just love seeing more women's segments and more women's matches involved on the show. So Red Velvet wins. We got Red Velvet and Jade Cargill in the next round.
Cam?
Hey, man, I hope you're not mad at me, man. But I hope you're not mad at me, man. I really don't. But to be honest with you, I had to go back and rewatch that CM Punk Eddie Kingston segment. Like, I'm not even lying. I had to go back and rewatch it. And when I came back to this match, I saw Red Velvet won. When I came back, I saw Red Velvet won. So those are my thoughts on it. I'm sorry, the Bunny. I'm sorry, the Bunny and Red Velvet, if you're listening to this video. Please don't be mad at me. I promise I'll find the match on YouTube or Daily Motion, wherever it is. And wherever it is, I know some good people are probably gonna post the match on there. I apologize to y'all if y'all listening here. I don't mean to disrespect y'all work. I just had to go back and rewatch that segment again, man. I had to go back and rewatch it. So those are my thoughts on the match.
Nah,
That's my thoughts on the match.
you're good, dude. Um, we're gonna talk about the main event, but first, got some big announcements for Wednesday night on Dynamite, and then we're gonna go over this entire Full Gear card that is confirmed. First off, Wednesday night Dynamite in Indianapolis, Indiana, the go-home show before Full Gear on Saturday. We got Dax Harwood against Pac. That should be a really good match. 6-woman tag. Saw this coming from a mile away. Britt Baker, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter against Thunder Rosa, Anna Jay, and Ty Conti before the Britt Baker Ty Conti match at Full Gear. Dante Martin and Leo Rush against Matt Sydal and Lee Moriarty. So I like to see that Lee Moriarty is getting some TV time on Dynamite, and then Bryan Danielson going one-on-one with Rocky Romero this coming Wednesday on Dynamite. That should be something to really look forward to. But then, of course, big announcement. This honestly, this should be no doubt, no doubt. This should close the show Wednesday night. Not I would have this segment close Dynamite with Hangman Page and Kenny Omega signing their contract before the Full Gear pay-per-view. And as one request, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a brawl. Unlike Kingston and Punk, I don't think a brawl for this segment on Wednesday is necessary. I would save it for the pay-per-view. And then Full Gear next Saturday, 8 days away. Hangman Page versus Kenny Omega. Ty Conti versus Britt Baker for the women's title. Hangman and Omega for the world title. FTR versus Lucha Bros for the tag team titles. World title eliminator finals. Bryan Danielson versus Miro. Confirmed tonight. CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. Darby Allin versus MJF. Minnesota Street Fight with the Inner Circle versus American Top Team, and also confirmed tonight a Falls Count Anywhere match between the Super Click, Jurassic Express, and Christian Cage. That should be a fun match, and this should be one hell of a pay-per-view. And as for a reminder for you guys, Wednesday night, it's going to be a big video here as we are going to review Dynamite, the go-home show, and then right after Dynamite, we're not done because we're going to do preview and predictions for Full Gear on the same video. So it's going to be a big night on Wednesday night. It's really going to be a big week for the channel this week. So already, I'm going to say it now, say it again. Y'all are going to want to be subscribed to the Big Fight Field channel. You really are. So, the main event of this show, John Silver versus Adam Cole, Bay. Two of my favorites in AEW. It was impossible to cheer for the opposite, so I just wanted for a good match, and they had an awesome match. St. Louis was rocking during this match. The Young Bucks were out there. The Dark Order came out. Towards the ending, Johnny Hungy was getting distracted. Adam Cole went for the low blow. John Silver knew what was coming. He caught it, and he gave Adam Cole a low blow, and then he gave Adam Cole a Tiger power bomb, and I legit thought that was the end of the match. I'm like, oh man, I thought that was over, but nope. Adam Cole kicked out, and then John Silver, 2 elbows into the turnbuckle, third one, took a devastating super kick to the face. Adam Cole hit the boom. I keep calling it the last shot, but at first Excalibur didn't give it a name. Now it's called the boom, and Adam Cole wins. Adam Cole wins against John Silver. Awesome match and an awesome way to end probably the best episode of Rampage AEW has done. So we'll start with Cam and then we'll close the show with Wes.
I thought this match was a lot of fun. I did. I thought this match was a lot of fun. John Silver is over. John Silver's over like Rover, but also in the ring. John Silver delivers. John Silver delivers when he's in the ring. I thought this match was a lot of fun. I had a blast watching this, man. I had a blast watching this. I thought this was a lot of fun. Yeah, I had a blast watching this. I thought this was a lot of fun, and I thought, see, because I'm trying to think back at all the AEW Rampage main events. I thought this might be a controversial take here. Was this the best main event on AEW Rampage?
No.
Looking at all the main event matches we've had on Rampage?
Are you forgetting about Andrade and Pac that just happened 2 weeks ago?
I am forgetting that. I forgot that. That's what
I forgot. There, so I had to pick that up.
I forgot that. I'm sorry. I forgot that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Wes?
Yeah, very, very exciting main event, man. I love John Silver. I love me some Adam Cole, man. Adam Cole is one of my favorites. He's one of my boys. And let me mention this too. The pre-match segment with Mark Henry before this main event was so good. I swear, John Silver's comedic timing is so well done. Like, this dude is such a naturally funny guy. Like, Joseph, I'm jealous of you because you got to meet him in person, man. Like, I can tell so easily this guy is so much fun to be around. And the exchange he had with Adam Cole, man, it's just so good. And Adam Cole is so, I mean, he's just amazing at being a heel. And I mentioned this on Twitter too. I love the fact that Adam Cole actually brought up they brought up the concerto spot in that segment and how like Johnson was got a little bit of a boo boo there, Adam Cole, and he's like, yeah, I took a concerto 2 nights ago. Guess what? I've come back and worked the next day after after being thrown off the top of a steel cage. So I like the fact that they kind of covered that up because I thought too, like the concerto spot, him wrestling 2 nights after that was like, that's a bit confusing because that's a type of chair shot that's supposed to keep you out for a little bit. But Adam Cole, kind of showed off it more of his toughness. Like, it doesn't matter. You can take me out any way you can. I'll still show up the next night and start wrestling again. So I really like that little detail there. I was like, okay, that's a pretty nice way to cover it up. But yeah, very, very, very exciting main event. Yeah, for a second I thought John Silver was probably about to win it, but I knew Adam Cole was going to get the victory here. He won with the last shot, or I guess it's being called the boom now, but I like to refer to it as the last shot. That's what I've gotten so used to calling it. But yeah, this great stuff. Both guys so amazing at their crafts, and yeah, now we move forward to that Falls Count Anywhere match at Full Gear, Super Click versus Jurassic Express and Christian Cage. That should be a lot of fun. I cannot imagine what these 6 men will do, knowing that it's going to be Falls Count Anywhere rules. I'm telling you guys, Full Gear, it is going to be a phenomenal show. They might, I mean, we'll have to see how the show goes, but it might somehow, some way, it might do All Out. I don't know how. I mean, it could. I mean, with a card like that, it's looking mighty fine right now. So.
Is Full Gear looking to be the most stacked AEW pay-per-view of the year? I say, it's close.
I can't put this above All Out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't put this above All Out. But this show, that's what I like about AEW and then pay-per-views. It's like every AEW pay-per-view is just absolutely stacked. They somehow find a way to stack their dynamites and stack their pay-per-views.
It's every week, dude.
Every week.
It's how good their roster is.
Yep.
And also, before we get out of here, it's kind of like a different vibe when going into AEW pay-per-view week. Like, you get to look forward to, okay, you got Dynamite on Wednesday. That looks like a great show. You got Rampage on Friday night. That's a live show from Minnesota. You got the Countdown or whatever. And then Saturday night, you got the big Full Gear pay-per-view. It's like a week-long marathon to get you ready for the pay-per-view. I love how AEW gets its fans ready for the pay-per-views.
Exactly, man. And also with AEW pay-per-view week, man, you got to make the proper preparations, man. You got to make the proper preparations. It's like you got to go ahead. It's like you got to go ahead and order. It's like you got to go ahead and order your snacks, get your food ready for food ready for the event. You got to plan in ahead. You got to plan ahead. You got to go. You got to know what you're gonna eat on Monday, man. You got to go ahead, call out of work, man. Tell your boss. You got to go ahead, call out of work, man. Tell your boss, hey, look, man, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Hey, look, man, I don't know how I'm gonna tell you this, but Saturday night I am not going into work, man. Now look, I can find another job. That ain't an issue. But Saturday night, AEW coming on, and I'll be damned if I'm coming in when Dynamite coming on, man. I mean when pay-per-view coming on, man. Like you gotta prep yourself for this, man. You gotta prep yourself for pay-per-view weekend. WWE pay-per-view weekend, you just WWE pay-per-view weekend, you just like, I guess I'll throw the show on, see what's going on down there. AEW pay-per-view weekend, you gotta go ahead and make your preparations. You gotta set everything up, man. You can't be lazy with it. You gotta go ahead and have your preparation set up and everything, man.
Exactly, man. I'm very excited for next week. It's gonna be a busy week, but that's what wrestling fans with us. That's what we love. Busy weeks like this, fun weeks like this, and the busier the weeks are, the more content you guys get on the Big Fight Field channel. So that's gonna wrap it up for us tonight. Thank you all so much for watching the Rampage review. If you have not already, like I said, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel. I got a quick video tomorrow morning previewing Houston Texans Miami Dolphins game on Sunday. I'm going to release that tomorrow morning around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Very early upload tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for that. Comment down below your thoughts about tonight's episode of AEW Rampage live from St. Louis. Hit that like button, man. If you're watching the video right now and you have not hit the like button already, you better be sure to go ahead and hit that like button. Hitting the like button helps the channel, and subscribing to Big Fight Field also helps the channel. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. With the big week coming up ahead with Full Gear, all this AEW content. The Miami Dolphins playing Thursday night. You're going to want to follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be very active on Twitter next week since it's a big week. And follow me on Instagram as well, at Colin_Joseph. Wes, plug your socials, my friend.
Well, you already know. Follow me at big_Wes18 on Twitter. That's BIG_WES18. I talk Dynamite every single Wednesday night on Twitter and, of course, on here on the Big Fight Field channel, as well as AEW Rampage every single Friday night, Twitter, and on here on the Big Fight Field channel. Also, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/WesleyWilliams5. I don't have a set date just yet about when I'll be doing my next stream, but I will keep everybody updated. Just make sure you're following me on Twitter at big_Wes18. Again, BIG_WES18. And we got a big week coming up. It's Full Gear week, folks, and you do not want to miss the content that is coming to the Big Fight Field channel. Got a fire AEW Dynamite review coming for you guys, as well as our preview and predictions for Full Gear. And we got a Rampage review next Friday, another live taping of AEW Rampage. And of course, we're going to be here talking Full Gear 2021 right here, Big Fight Field channel. Trust me, folks, do not miss out. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And now, Cam, plug your socials and send us home happy, baby.
You can make sure you follow me on the Twitter sticks at Cam71101. Make sure you follow me there. Also, make sure you subscribe to the CNE podcast, available on all platforms. And folks, we just dropped our first episode September. Our first episode September went up tonight. Talking AEW Full Gear predictions. And of course, next week I'll be back here on the channel to give my AEW Full Gear predictions with the bros Joseph and Wes. So make sure you check that out, and also make sure you subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel. Follow Wesley Williams on Twitch. He's doing absolutely great content over there, man. And make sure, I cannot stress this enough. However, first off, you need to go ahead and order Full Gear. I don't know what the hell you waiting on. I don't know what the hell you waiting on. You need to go ahead and order Full Gear. But I cannot stress this enough. If you are watching Full Gear, if you're watching Full Gear at a bar, if you're watching Full Gear at a bar, or if you're watching Full Gear somewhere and there will be alcohol involved, make sure you are taking the proper precautions to take care of yourself. Don't drive home if you've had a little too much to drink, and enjoy the show next weekend, and enjoy the week of wrestling we have coming up this week, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be such a fun week. I got videos. I got a video tomorrow and Sunday. Got the reaction video for the Dolphins game. Then it's full gear. It's Full Gear week, man. So I'm very excited. Hope y'all are excited too. Have a good night. Stay safe. Stay classy. And we're all out. Peace.